All right, I have Crystal with me. She started the First Line Therapy program with us about 3 months ago. And Crystal, just tell us a bit about your situation when you started.
When I started, I was not sleeping well. I was having trouble with gastrointestinal issues, which is kind of disgusting, but I had a lot of stomach trouble. I definitely felt like I was gaining a lot of weight, a lot of fluids. My clothes weren't fitting like they should. My stress level was really high. I was really easy to anger the kids and I, as far as not seeing eye to eye. I would snap more than I needed to. Work was more stressful than it needed to be. I feel like I just was, I was not myself, and I was not feeling organized. I felt really foggy. I felt really confused, not able to get rid of this stress and this feeling. And I didn't know what it was. I really couldn't pinpoint it. I just thought, well, it's because I'm getting fat or something of that nature. Sure. I didn't really understand. And so I actually heard Alla speak at, we had a event at a group I'm in town, and I was interested in it. I heard everything she was saying, and she was very forceful. She said, this is how it's got to be. This is what you got to do if you want to stay alive, if you want to feel good, if you want to live. And so that was about 2 months prior to me actually calling, and I called and I talked to Kate, and here I am. So
tell me what your lifestyle was like before starting. What kind, on a daily basis, what did a typical day look like for you?
Oh boy, I would never eat breakfast. And I didn't miss it. I drank very little water, about 4 cans of Diet Coke a day, which I thought was healthy because it's diet. I'd eat a lot of breads and whatever I could just shove in my mouth. I'm starving by 5 o'clock when I get home from work, 6 o'clock. Chips are sitting there, whatever's handy, just eating it just to get full. The satisfaction of full helped calm my nerves, I thought, for a while. And then I'd grab a beer or a glass of wine, which I still do. I'm not going to change that as much as I should, but I never focused on vegetables. I never thought about it. I didn't think that was really that important, and it caught up to me, and it caught up to me hard. And it was, I was in a really pretty bad state when I came in here as far as everything. It was just, life was kind of out of control.
Sure. So you did detox, and you survived that. How'd you feel?
I tell you what, I loved detox. I'm going now for my second detox, and I'm actually excited for it. It sounds dumb because detox sounds so strict and crazy. Number one, I didn't have to think. I knew, okay, you eat one green vegetable and you go for it every day, and you have these shakes that taste kind of like chalk. I have not felt that good in my stomach in my life. I've had stomach trouble since I was a little girl, so it really just kind of escalated up at this point before I came and saw you guys. And so once I started with the detox, it was incredible. Within the first day, everything was working the way it should with your GI tract. I was sleeping right away. I was feeling lighter right away. You don't lose weight right away, but boy, I felt like I was. I felt like everything was just kind of... it was such a refreshing and rewarding feeling in a fast amount of time, and I didn't feel starving, I didn't feel miserable, I didn't have headaches, I was drinking a ton of water, which I hadn't done in eons, and that kind of, for me, I think filled me up so I wasn't having any like weird cravings or anything. So it was, for me, detox was great, and I'm looking forward to it again.
Good. And then we kind of put you on a new lifestyle, if you will, and kind of coached you through that, kind of some big changes. How did you feel after doing those changes, and was it hard to implement, or after a period of time, did you start recognizing a new habit?
You know, the first couple of weeks, I'd say, were the hardest for me, and it was just figuring it out. It wasn't that I had cravings or that I was missing the old ways of life, but just for me to follow the chart and know what I could have, what I couldn't have, how much is this, how much is that. But the cool thing was you guys were emailing me at Dr. Alla's office on a weekly basis and saying, how's it going, do you have any questions? And I was really open to ask you questions. This is what I'm curious about. Can I have tomatoes? Can I? And it might have just been something I missed on the chart, but the chart is so clear and laid out that once I got into the habit of it, easy. The first couple weeks, you guys had a little chart you gave me that I could write down, okay, I'm going to have this, 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 from each category that we are assigned as far as each our own diet plan, or not diet plan, but lifestyle plan. And that really helped me to get the hang of it. And after about 2 weeks, I didn't need the little chart anymore. I just knew things that were on the good vegetables and the proteins, and everything just kind of came together, and it started to make sense. So that first month, it was tremendous. It was awesome.
How'd you feel after the first month?
Better than I felt in my life. Better than I felt in my life. It wasn't as much the weight loss as I came in here, I think, looking for a weight loss plan, and but I was just so funky in my head too. I needed some help. But truly, it was how I felt. I felt so good. I was sleeping like a baby, and I was not irritable and angry, and things just kind of, they flowed. They made more sense to me in the whole scheme of the world. I felt more organized, actually, and that really helped.
Less brain fog. And
yeah.
Good. Some events kind of come up, and you always, as is a lifestyle change with anything, some events come up and they kind of catch you off guard and kind of take you out of your routine. And so then what do?
Well, what I did at this past month was tough for me. I had a lot of changes going on, a lot of stressful factors that affected me. And so I realized that I respond to stress differently than I should. But the fact that I'm recognizing it is huge for me, because I never would have recognized it before. What I would turn to is too much glasses of wine, or too many glasses of wine, or too much of this, or a few chips, or a piece of pizza, or junk food. Just those are kind of my trigger points, and so that was difficult for me. However, after I did it, that night, I'd sleep like crap. I'd have a stomach ache the next day, and so I really realized it's not worth it. And one thing you guys have suggested is exercise. I talked to my sister about that as well with this program, and she just said, it's a lifestyle, and that's all you've ever said. She goes, you've got to get out there and do it, because you're going to feel a million times better once you're done exercising. It makes all the difference in the world. You're not going to want the junk food after you exercise. It's going to be addictive once you start exercising, and it feels great. And so that's my next big step, is that exercise, because I need a release for when I have these stressful moments come into my life. That's never going to change. All of us are going to have stress in our life. People who may pass away that you love, or you may have work stress. It's going to happen. I just need to have an outlet set up for that, and I wasn't quite prepared for that, so I feel like I kind of veered away from that, and so my month 2 wasn't as successful as my month 1, but then I come back in and I talk to you guys and we get it figured out, and it's right now so clear. I just met with Dr. All again. I'm ready to go.
And it's motivating too when you have things you're not supposed to. Life gets out of hand, and you notice the effects of that so quickly.
Right away.
Well, good. Thanks for all your success. It's been fun to follow you. We look forward to it.
You bet. Thank you.
Thanks.